Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And that way you won't miss any of the weekly forecasts that we do for your sign. All right, now we're just going to get right into it and see what the message is that's coming through for Capricorn for this coming week. What is it that you need to know? What is going on with you? What is the energy? First card today is a Four of Swords. Okay, so we're going to put this into some context. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. And that is, of course, going to include, wow, a lot of good cards today. Interesting cards. That's going to include this confirmation card, bonus card, mystery card. We're not going to look at that until the very end. So stick around to the end of the video. And hopefully that will, tie the reading together or give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end. Okay. So let's see what we have to start off with. I think this week there is, we have the Fool and that Four of Swords. I think there really is an opportunity this week to resolve some kind of lingering issue. All right. And it seems to me like we've had this theme for you before. If you watch the last few readings for Capricorn, it seems like this is a constant theme with you. That there is something going on with this particular person or some sort of lingering issue or conflict or friction or animosity that's still going on, okay? And I think I say this every week, but I really feel like this is the week that this is going to be resolved, okay? Now, it may not be the same situation that you've been in for the last several weeks. This could be something new, something that is maybe we haven't addressed yet. But I think generally there is an opportunity to resolve some existing issue, some existing conflict, okay? So we're going to start there and we're going to see how, because this Fool means a lot of things, right? This Fool card has a lot of different aspects to it. But we're going to see how that meaning might evolve as we go, all right? So the first energy that I'm feeling is, yeah, there's some kind of lingering issue and there's an opportunity this week to really make amends, not that you have done anything wrong, but to just kind of to really squash this issue, really patch things up with someone. Okay, there's some sort of existing conflict that now is just, I think it's just been enough. It's just, there's really no other way out of it than just to say, hey, let's just stop this nonsense, right? And get on with the rest of living, the rest of our association together. Because I think it's somebody that you have either a business or a personal relationship, obviously, but I think it's somebody that's close to you. I'm feeling a family member vibe here, okay? And I see in the recent past, Nine of Swords, not my favorite card in the tarot deck. But in the recent past, I feel like this is kind of what the situation has been like. I think that there hasn't really been a lot of productive communication between the two of you in a long time. There's been communication, but not of the productive kind, of the more kind of I hate you type of interactions. It seems like there's a lot of animosity there, a lot of just fighting and bickering, a lot of venom, a lot of poisonous words, a lot of poking and taking jabs at each other, that sort of energy, that sort of vibe, okay? And I don't know what the origin of this is. I don't know if this is the same person from the previous weeks. If it is a family member, it's somebody that there's still this tension between the two of you. This could be a new situation. It could be somebody else that we're talking about altogether. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to skip ahead a little bit and talk about this Princess of Cups because I think that we had this card pretty often in your last reading, the last few readings. So it may be the same person here. And this is in the position of your relationships, right? This is down here on the path of the Serpent, second card from the bottom. And this is your relationship. And I think this may be the same person that we've been talking about for some time now. But we'll get to that card in a little bit more depth in just a moment, because we're trying to do things in order, try to keep a little bit of structure to this thing. So the recent past, there's been just this fighting, bickering, animosity, not a lot of productive conversation, not a lot of friendly interaction. It's been mostly just bickering, just negativity, malice, right? Just a lot of conflict, a lot of negative energy going between the two of you. And it's hurtful. It's like, you're just trying to kind of pick and poke at each other. And that's another indication, to me at least, that makes it feel like a sibling, like a family member kind of thing, right? Because we have this kind of interaction, which seems to be rather common in family situations, especially with siblings. I know my brother and I, we're still like that to this day, where sometimes we get in these phases where we got nothing nice to say to each other for a while, right? And there's really no reason for it, except that sometimes we tend to get in each other's way. And especially when we were kids and we were growing up, there's a lot of that, right, between siblings. And then also with this Princess of Cups, this being a younger feminine energy, I'm feeling like this could be a younger family member, a younger sibling. Okay. So this is where we're coming from. And this is hopefully going to be resolved this week. I think there's going to be a new opportunity for that. Okay, this could be literally the two of you just getting away somewhere together, right? Getting out of the house, getting out of the situation, getting out of your environment that is kind of conducive to this negative energy, right? It could be that the two of you are family members and you work together, right? Or that you live together or something. So by getting out of this environment and using this Fool energy in the sense of a new adventure, of just going somewhere spontaneously, right? That might be a way to kind of refresh or reset this relationship. Okay? And I think that's a little bit more of what this Fool is talking about. Yeah, there's the opportunity to resolve this conflict and really just kind of call a truce to things, right? And with the Four of Swords, the key word here is truce. This is just like you're agreeing to stop fighting. You still have your differences, your different opinions, and whatever is still at the root of this disagreement or this animosity is still there and may always be there, like between siblings, for instance. But if that is the case, there's nothing wrong with just agreeing to disagree, right? We can still get along even if we don't completely harmonize and share the same thoughts and beliefs and opinions and the same philosophies. So the Fool really is just kind of about expanding that friendly communication, that friendly energy in a very generous way, right? Just kind of trying to take the high road a little bit, and that high road in this instance, I think, is to just consciously and intentionally stop the fighting, make an effort to get out of the environment, go and do something with this person. Just the two of you, outside of the work or home or school environment, out of the usual routine, and just hang out, right? Go on a little adventure together. I think that might be the opportunity. And I think maybe that's coming up this week, where you have, there is an opportunity that comes to you, and you can take advantage of that and make this happen. I think it would be worthwhile. What we see in the immediate future through those efforts that we're talking about is a Four of Cups. Now, I think this isn't the two of you really being, best friends, the closest, just buddies, sharing all your intimate secrets with each other and being just, joined at the hip. No, but this is a stable, comfortable, calm relationship energy that does its best to avoid that conflict again, okay? Because again, I don't know if there's any particular reason why there's this conflict, other than the two of you are just either stuck in a house together, stuck at the workplace together, or the two of you are just two different people, and when you get together, it doesn't mix well. Okay? And again, that's why I'm feeling this sibling, this family member vibe. But I think the future state that you could hope for, kind of the best possible outcome, the likely outcome, is that things are going to stabilize, things are going to be calm, things are going to be generally good. No extreme highs, no extreme lows, just pretty baseline. And that's a good thing, considering where you are now with this 9 of Swords, considering that you're in that kind of mode with this person now, to get to this 4 of Cups, I think is a really, really big deal. It's a really big accomplishment. So, this is that attitude that we will be friends, we will be friendly, and we're going to do everything we can to steer clear of that stormy waters, right? To go around that conflict, go around that storm. But you have to do so consciously. You have to make the effort to just keep things light, keep things maybe a little superficial. Maybe when the two of you really start sharing your your different opinions, maybe the two of you are both really have such strong resolve in what you believe in that sometimes you clash. I don't know. It could be a number of things why this is so. But I think this is the likely outcome. There's going to be this general stability and calmness and peacefulness, right? But you're always going to be right on the edge of that storm. And so it's a conscious thing. You have to make the conscious effort to avoid the storm, right? But I think a lot of it is going to come from taking this opportunity to call that ceasefire, call that truce, go do something together, not necessarily to hash this problem out and get to the bottom of it, right? No, just to ignore the problem for a while, right? I mean, that sounds like some weird advice, right? But I really think that the cards, the energy, it's saying to just go and do something kind of fun, go on a little adventure, go on a day trip or something with this person, and just hang out, just chill. Don't talk about anything too serious. Just keep it light, keep it fun, keep it kind of adventurous, and see what happens. And I think the likely outcome is you're gonna come away with this feeling of just calmness, peacefulness, getting along pretty well, as long as you intentionally avoid that storm. Okay. I think that's the likely outcome there. Now, we see a couple more cards on the path of the dove here, major arcana cards, so I think that these are really important cards. I think the first one that we should probably talk about, I was going to go to the top. I'm going to go to the bottom. And this is kind of what's beneath the surface. This is the foundational energies of your life right now. I'm thinking this is kind of like what your basic needs are, what your food, water, shelter, right? Like your basic needs in life, and what is kind of going on as a foundational energy for you. And here we have the Chariot. So I think that you are someone who has really done a lot of preparation in life, right? You've really tried to kind of map out how your life should go, the things that you need to do. Like, you're very responsible, right? Like, maybe you knew you had to pick a good focus in school, or you got into the right company and you've worked your way up the ladder. You've tried to do things kind of the traditional way, but kind of the right way, or the expected way, right? Step by step, preparing for your future, really setting things up. Maybe you've tried to save money, or you've got your 401k, you've invested the right way, or whatever the case is, right? Whatever the case is, in terms of your foundational elements, right? So your finances, your health, your education, your living situation, all of these things that we have to take care of before we can pursue these higher goals, right? These more abstract or lofty ideas. We have to get our basic needs met first, right? Food, water, shelter. And I think that you're someone who has really taken care of that from the beginning. Maybe from a young age, you've always been kind of thinking about the future and what steps you need to take now to really get the kind of future that you want. And with the Chariot, I see that there's a lot of preparation. There's a lot of kind of traditional steps that have been taken, kind of that you were expected to take, like maybe the university or the career path, or just how to save money, how to put value into the income that you receive and the things that you have, and how to organize all of that and really build that strong foundation. Okay. And so it feels like now you've done all of this preparation, gotten yourself ready, and now you're kind of looking for the next thing, or you're not really sure where to go now. Right? So there's been a lot of planning, a lot of getting ready, a lot of building things up. You've really got a good, solid foundation. Now it's kind of up to you, now that these basic needs are met, I think in a very abundant way, very solid way, strong way. Now the option is kind of open of where are you going to go now? What are you going to do? What do you want? What do you want to pursue? And what is it that you're being drawn to? What is your calling, right? Like once those basic needs are met, what does your soul really say? What are your passions? What are your interests, your hobbies? What do you really want to be doing? Okay. And this is what we see on the vertical axis of the path of the dove here. So this is, a separate kind of line of thinking, a separate flow of energy from what is going on with this person and this conflict, right? But I think this conflict right now is just something that's kind of, it's a roadblock. It's kind of in your way right now to this upward trajectory, right? This vertical path that we're on. So what we see when we try to get this Chariot moving upwards is we run into this conflict that we're talking about. Okay. So the first thing is to clear the road, right? So that the Chariot can continue on its journey and you can continue with what you really want to be doing with your life. And now at the top of the path of the dove, this card represents the kind of the ideal, kind of what your goals, hopes, and aspirations are. And interestingly, we have the Death card. Okay? Don't worry, don't freak out. This is okay. This is good. This is telling me that you kind of are looking for a fresh start. You're looking for something new. You're looking to kind of start over with something. Okay? I'm getting a strong feeling that, especially with the card that comes next, you can probably see down here is the Tower, right? So I think you're really in this mode, or you have this goal, this ideal in mind where you want to just kind of wipe the slate clean and start over with something. Could be in terms of your business, your career path, right? But I think it's your life, maybe your life path in general. Maybe you really want to just kind of pack up and move thousands of miles away to some new location, some new climate, some new environment, and start over, right? And that's okay. I think we've all had that kind of wanderlust before, And with the Death card, I think it really is something that you've maybe have always kind of aspired to, where you just want to you want to wipe this all clean and you want to start over somewhere new, doing something new, right? So I feel very strongly about that, especially as we transition over to the path of the Serpent and this Tower card. This is your overall energy. I think this is right along with that Death card energy. Okay, that's right along with that. It's about wiping things clean. Tearing all of this down and rebuilding it, right? But with this Tower card, I feel a lot more anxiety, a lot more frustration with it, right? It could be that you've always had this goal of just like packing up your stuff, right? Just driving as far as your car will take you, a little small town somewhere middle of nowhere and starting over, right? rebuilding your life, rebuilding yourself. You could be anyone you want to be, right? You can rewrite your story, kind of thing. But I feel like right now, this general energy that you have is getting a little anxious, getting a little frustrated, losing a little bit of patience with this. I think you're really feeling the urge to go and do this, to the point now where you almost don't really care about wiping the slate clean and just, and tying up things and finishing out the cycle that you're in now, resolving things in your life that need to be resolved. Just doing the last minute things to get everything in order. You know what I mean? You just kind of want to smash it and go, right? There's that kind of frustration here. Whereas with the Death card, this is more of a natural thing where you gotta let your life settle. You gotta kind of finish out these little deals, the issues that you have in your life now. Once everything's kind of wrapped up in like a natural, orderly way, kind of the natural causes, right, for the Death card. Once that's all ready to go and things kind of settle, then you can go and start this new story, right? But with this Tower card, I think these days you're feeling a lot more anxiety about it, a lot more frustration, a lot more kind of getting kind of an aggressive feeling. All right, so Tower card. Now, the next card is this card in the relationships section. And this is the Princess of Cups. This is someone I think is a younger, feminine energy. Maybe a water sign, maybe not. But they have an immaturity about them. And I remember this from your past, maybe last week's reading, but maybe the week before. Maybe it's been several readings that we've had this same kind of energy. This person has an inability to really convey their emotions. They have an inability to deal with the intensity of their emotions. Kind of like a child. A child will feel a very strong emotion and they won't know what to do with it or how to handle it. So they will just, they will act out, let's say. It will come out in a kind of uncontrolled physical behavior. So I think that this person, again, it could be like a younger sibling, a younger family member, but there's an immaturity about them, right? So even if they're older than you, they still have this emotional immaturity and this energy about them where they can't handle the intense emotions. Like they just get so frustrated or so mad or whatever they're feeling. And they're not sure how to process that, how to release that, how to transmute or sublimate that, and it is released as some kind of disruptive behavior, negative behavior, something along those lines, right? Don't need to get too far into it. But I think this is the person with whom you have this conflict that we saw in the path of the dove, this kind of linear thing that we're talking about, the horizontal axis of the path of the dove here. So it's kind of, what is this week going to be like from beginning to end? What is the flow of energy in that linear fashion? And that's where we're seeing this Fool card, this Four of Cups card, which I think you're going to be able to settle this and get it pretty much clear it out of the road, right? So that your Chariot can focus on where it's actually headed, up here to this Death card. Okay? Up here to this starting over, this renewal, this kind of rewriting your story kind of energy. Okay? So I think this is the person with whom you have this kind of, you got to get from A to B to C this week with this person. All right. Now, in terms of your overall fears and worries, anxieties, we have a Seven of Wands, and I think that this is a few different things. I think this is, a physical fatigue, a physical, loss of energy, tiredness, maybe even, that feeling where you feel like maybe you're getting sick. You feel that just kind of general drain. And as the day goes on, you're just like, damn, am I going to be, am I sick? Do I have the flu? The next day comes and you just kind of feel it again, but it's like the sickness hasn't hit you, but you get that feeling like it's kind of coming on. That's what I'm getting from this card with you today. And I feel there's this lack of energy, this tiredness, and almost like you're on the verge of getting sick, but you're not sick, right? So I think a lot of this is psychosomatic. I think it is, and again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a mental health professional or anything like that. I'm really not a professional in anything. So don't take this as any kind of medical advice or anything like that. This is just anecdotal. This is me just reading these cards, feeling the energy, and conveying that energy to you. Okay, but if there is some sort of illness or anything that requires professional attention, please seek out that professional help through the proper channels. Okay, very important. But I do think that there is some kind of tiredness or malaise or fatigue going on with you, right? And I think it has a lot to do with this Chariot and this roadblock that we see. And again, I want to get that overhead camera so you can kind of see what I'm looking at, because that'll add a whole other layer to these readings, I think. I think you'll agree with me when I can finally do that. And to help me do that, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. That's the best way to support this channel, is to just let other people know, to engage with the channel, hit the like button, watch the entire reading beginning to end. We have this mystery card coming up. I know the videos are getting a little bit long. I apologize for that. I do appreciate all of your love and support, though, so thank you. Now, to continue, this card is also a feeling like these goals, these aspirations, these challenges that you're up against, these roadblocks particularly, right? The things that are in the way of your Chariot on its path to that death card, your kind of upward trajectory, what you really want to be doing, where you really feel like your life is going, right? Where you feel drawn to. You feel like there's a lot of things in your way. A lot of things are preventing that. You feel like the odds are kind of against you. And I understand that feeling too, where you have something that you feel so strongly about that you want to do. You know you can do it. But every day it seems like there's one more thing to have to deal with. There's one more wrench in the machine, right? There's one more stick in your spokes. There's just one more thing that's preventing you. And it's almost like you can't resolve all of these little issues as fast as they're coming in. So you're starting to feel overwhelmed. And I think it's this overwhelmed feeling that's leading to this Seven of Wands fatigue, this feeling, this malaise, right? This feeling of being unwell. But this is something that, you have to continue fighting against. It's just it's a card that says, hey, just rally yourself and do it. There's no way around it. It's not a card about getting sentimental or any kind of self-pity, wallowing in our misery. This is a card that says, look, it may be some tremendous odds against you. You may be in a David and Goliath kind of situation, but you got to just bite the bullet. You've got to rally yourself, and you can do this. Okay? And I think the first step in that direction is taking care of this conflict, going on that little getaway, that little day trip with this person, just to chill, just to kind of like see if the two of you can bond over just like something else, right? And just avoid this conflict. Because I don't think, again, I'm not typically one to say, hey, just avoid the conflict, right? That sounds like terrible advice. But in this situation, I don't think this conflict really has a resolution. It doesn't have any particular thing that is causing it. There's really no roots to this. It's just because the two of you don't get along, right? I think it's just because the two of you are different people. Again, maybe siblings, maybe family members. And there's just this animosity when the two of you get together, or you're stuck in the same house, or you're stuck in the same workplace. And so pulling yourselves out of that situation, go experience this person in a different context and see if the two of you can just be kind of casual friends, right? Which is where we see the Four of Cups. And I think that is where things are headed here. But at least this issue will be cleared from your path and you could get onto that Death card, okay? And finally, Three of Cups. So this is really telling me, and again, I think we've had the Three of Cups, maybe last week's reading, right? This cause for celebration. There's going to be some good times ahead of you. You're going to see that, you know, a lot of this energy, a lot of this opposition is conquerable. You can do it. And I think in the more long-term future, you're going to be very happy that you continued fighting, that you rallied yourself with this Seven of Wands. You're going to be very happy that you've continued on. It's going to be worth it. You're going to feel the joy and the satisfaction. You're going to feel the love. You're going to feel like you are really expressing yourself and doing what you're supposed to be doing. All right? And this is very important. I love ending a reading on something like the Three of Cups because it really is a celebration, right? But now let's take a look at this mystery card, confirmation card, and see what this might be. Now, you might be able to hear my daughter upstairs running around on the floor. I apologize if that's disturbing, but it's morning time here, and she's having fun. She's playing, and I love that. So let's check out this mystery card. What could this be? Gosh, I don't know. I don't have much of a guess. Lately, I've been trying to call this card, and it hasn't been working so well. But I think we could see something like an Empress card. That's always going to be a good sign. I think maybe another four, like a Four of Discs, you know, might be fairly appropriate here. Let's just check it out. Let's look at it. It could be that Devil card, Capricorn. It could be your symbol, your emblem, right? Your mascot, kind of. Well, this is another Court card. This is the Prince of Swords. Now, I wonder, because we've been getting a lot of Swords Court cards in your previous readings. I know that one for a fact. We've been getting a lot of Swords people in your life. And again, I don't know, this might be somebody else involved in your life that maybe is like your closest pal, your closest person, your confidant. Someone that you typically go to when you just need to like talk things through, like a best friend. Could be your romantic partner, your significant other. Someone who is like your best friend, right? Your sounding board, your mirror, your confidant. And I think that this card is showing up here saying that you need to probably reach out to this person and just talk all of this stuff through. Talk through all of this energy. Maybe show them this video and you know, let them see kind of what's going on. Let them hear your thoughts and opinions on some of this energy, some of these events, some of these, you know, possible outcomes. But mainly to just express your thoughts and feelings about all of this energy and get their feedback, right? See what they have to say about all this. So whoever this person is, I think the cards are saying to reach out to this person soon and get their opinions, get their feedback on everything that's going on, right? It's definitely a card that's suggesting open up the communication with this person, which maybe you talk to this person every day. I don't know. It feels like it's a very close person to you, like a confidant. So utilize this relationship. I think this is the confirmation card. This is the mystery card. This is the missing piece of the puzzle, is taking all of this energy and, you know, because looking at this again, the only swords that we really see are involved in this conflict with this other person, right? We see the Nine of Swords and we see the Four of Swords in the context of this conflict with this person here. So to get some more air here, I think is important. It's something that I should have probably mentioned at the beginning, that there wasn't a lot of air in any other placement here. So there needs to be some other communication going on. You can't keep all of this just bottled up inside of you and try to deal with all of this yourself. I think you need to reach out to your person, your confidant, and just kind of let some of this energy out, express it to them, get their opinions, get their feedback, but just to have someone to listen to you, right? Because I see that the only communication that we see is involving this other person. And I think you need to get an outside perspective. You need somebody with whom you can just express yourself, share your ideas, share your thoughts, share your anxieties, and just talk it out, right? Before you make any major decisions. But I think this is a really, really important confirmation card. And again, it's something that I should have probably mentioned at the very beginning. So this is yet another example of the tarot working through me, right? These aren't my messages. These aren't my opinions. I'm just the conduit for this energy. And if I happen to miss something because my own mind gets in the way, the tarot is going to be sure to correct that, okay? So I think we've got nothing to worry about here. Capricorn, thank you so much for letting me read for you today. We're going to take a little bit of an extra look in the extended version. You can become a member to this channel by clicking on the link in the description box. This was your weekly tarot forecast on Dove and Serpent Tarot.